York's Times Square. This is where people bid an early farewell to all sorts of things they're happy to dump from 2023. Crowds took turns writing down their bad memories like work stress and anger issues and bid them a fiery farewell.
So we said say goodbye to people-pleasing, self-doubt, and any anxiety whatsoever.
I want to get rid of all the bad stuff and just have a good, happy new year.
There it is. Organizers say the event was inspired by a Latin American tradition of starting off a new year with a clean slate. And that is tonight's CBS Evening News. For Nora O'Donnell, I'm Major Garrett. Good night.
Morgantown, thank you for watching WNKY CBS 40.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us here tonight for News 40 at 6. I'm Noah Fairber.
And I'm Chris Allen. Welcome into a Thursday evening in which we're keeping an eye on radar and some of the developing precipitation back to the west. Mostly rain, but I do think we will see a little bit of snow mixing in.
People are going to get excited, obviously, but you know, it's not too much to be overly excited about.
It is not going to be a big event. It's only going to be minor as far as any kind of impact on our area, but it is enough to talk about and show. Live cam, courtesy of AAA Systems, downtown Bowling Green, seeing the lowering sky. You can see the kind of the dark clouds that are out there, a reflection off of the city lights back on the low ceiling on these clouds, and just giving us an indication that, yep, things are about to change here in the next few hours. Now, we're still seeing pretty dry conditions over the area, but we're starting to see a little more precipitation back toward Hopkinsville and western Kentucky. It's all rain right now, but as the colder air moves in, that's going to change. We're at 40 right now, mostly upper 30s. Winds are like 5 to 10 miles per hour, producing a wind chill or feels like temperature in the low to mid 30s. Tonight, we are going to drop to freezing with rain, possibly mixing with or changing over to snow showers, and 32. The rest of your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Our top story tonight, a committee made up of city officials and lawmakers has been meeting every month since July on how to best address the issue of mental health crises in public. The hope is to build a facility for law enforcement to transport individuals to who are not necessarily breaking the law, but in obvious need of assistance. According to statistics gathered by the committee, police in South Central Kentucky spend about 4 hours on mental health calls. They visited a center in Nashville, and State Representative Kevin Jackson plans to bring their proposal to Frankfort in the next legislative session.
They're not going to get the help necessarily that they need if they're ending up in jail behind bars. They need some type of mental health counseling. Maybe it's medication, maybe it's help getting off of drugs or alcohol, whatever it is. So we feel like this is a win-win situation for not only the law enforcement, our community, and for the individual who's having the mental health crisis.
According to Jackson, this will be a great help to law enforcement, cutting down time on these calls to only around 10 minutes. And rather than crowding jails even further, individuals suffering a crisis will actually be able to get help. This year is a budget year for the legislation. Jackson says he's optimistic about obtaining the approximate $20 million needed to build the 40,000 square foot facility. If you're looking for a way to get rid of your live Christmas tree, News 40 reporter Carlisle Coppins has some ways to properly dispose of them.
Since the 1980s, Kentucky Fish and Wildlife has been recycling Christmas trees and creating habitats for fish. And they are still recycling live Christmas trees today.
When we first have a lake come into creation, it's got a lot of structure that fish love and crave. But over time, those trees break down and we're left with no habitat. And so the Christmas trees provide what those fish need.
Experts say if live Christmas trees aren't properly disposed of, they can ultimately destroy the Earth's environment.
When these materials go into the landfill, they cause harm to our environment through the production of methane gas. If we take those trees and we put them in the landfill, we're losing opportunities to have other environmental benefits.
This isn't just benefiting people, it's also about benefiting the animals by supplying all their needs.
It provides really good fish habitat. We see a lot of increases in fish usage in those areas once trees go into the lake. So it's a great way to keep trees from going into the landfills. It helps reduce the amount of garbage basically going into a landfill when it's something that can easily be used.
In Bowling Green, because local matters, Carlisle Coppins, WNKY News 40.
Many pets leave the shelters during the holidays. After over a year of surging shelter numbers, many local animal shelters are hoping many do not return and find good forever homes. At the Bowling Green Warren County Humane Society, marketing coordinator Kate Holmes gave us a few tips on how to best acclimate to our new furry friends and hopefully learn to love and live with them forever. She mentioned an important rule new owners should follow after adopting.
When you adopt, you want to remember the 3-3-3 rule. So basically, it takes them 3 days to decompress, and then 3 weeks to learn a bit of your routine and start to get used to it, and then 3 months for them to really feel at home.
Holmes also says that it is important to keep calm and be patient, as many pets need to decompress from a shelter. The time for yearly resolutions is upon us, but what would it take to make this year different and actually stick to your goals? News 40 reporter Tucker Covey spoke with a professional to learn more about maintaining your New Year's resolutions.
When making a goal for the new year, it is very important to find specific things and make sure that they are truly attainable.
The most important thing to think about when you're making a resolution is, number one, that it is realistic and doable for you. So if you set a goal to lose weight in 2024, that's not realistic for most people because you don't have full control over the scale. Okay, what you do have control over are the healthy choices that you make.
This mindset lends itself to making incremental, healthy choices, such as smoking fewer cigarettes or eating out less. These small changes can add up over a year to bigger changes in our lives.
We don't realize every little bit of progress is great because we're not going to be perfect. So a lot of times when we're not perfect, we give up almost immediately. And for most people, it's not realistic to be perfect. So in sticking to that, we have to realize that sometimes progress looks like 3 steps forward and 2 back.
There will definitely be setbacks on this journey, but Widener says one of the best ways to keep up is a buddy to keep us on track.
I think it's huge to have a coach, a spouse, a friend, a family member, somebody that's going to hold you accountable. Because at the end of the week, you know, when they text you or they call you or that coworker walks by your door and says, "Hey, did you get your 10,000 steps in every day this week?" You don't want to report no. Most of us, when we're being held accountable, we want to be able to say, yes, I did.
The more successful you are often means the better the goal you set, and keeping up for a year can have positive benefits in and of itself.
I think keeping that goal for a year, you hold yourself accountable. You let yourself know that you can show up and you can do this. But again, I think you've probably set a really good goal for yourself.
In Bowling Green, because local matters, Tucker Covey, WNKY News 40.
Moving to health news now. If you bought or received a BlendJet 2 portable blender this Christmas, you might want to listen up. The California-based company is recalling nearly 4.8 million portable blenders sold at Target, Walmart, and Costco from October 2020 to November 2023 due to reports of the blades breaking off while in use, as well as the product overheating and catching fire. So far, there have been over 329 reported incidents, including 49 reports of minor burns and 1 laceration injury, causing roughly $150,000 in property damage. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, consumers are urged to stop using the blenders and to contact BlendJet for a free base unity replacement. Doctors are warning asthma patients about a big change coming to inhalers. Starting January 1st, the asthma inhaler FlowVent, made by GSK, will disappear from pharmacy shelves. Physicians say an authorized generic version to take its place will work just as well. However, it doesn't appear to be covered as widely by insurers. Doctors are urging patients to take action now to get new prescriptions if needed and sort out coverage issues, especially since it's respiratory virus season. Industry insiders say GSK is discontinuing FlowVent due to Medicaid rebate changes that would force the company to pay large penalties for hiking prices. If being more active is a resolution for 2024, remember it's a year-long goal. Exercising is important to your health even when the temperature dips. In today's Health Minute, a few cold weather workout tips. Your 2024 health goals shouldn't take a break when it's cold outside.
Aside from the physical health benefits, Outdoor exercise, especially in the winter, can help with things like reducing stress, anxiety, and depression, which we often see higher levels of during the winter months, especially in the
Sports medicine doctor Michael Tissot with Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center says exercising 12 months a year should be part of your lifestyle, not a burden. To safely exercise in the cold, Tissot says to dress based on the temperature and your activity, but wearing layers is important.
They'd be starting with like a synthetic base layer, a middle fleece, and an outer insulated jacket, or a combination of a puffy warmth coat and an outer shell. The shell helps protect against rain and wind, and the inner puffy part of the jacket helps keep the warmth in.
Stay away from clothes made with cotton. Tissot says that material tends to trap in moisture close to the skin. If it's really cold outside, he says to keep extremities, like fingers, which are more vulnerable to frostbite, covered. And before you exercise, do a short 5 to 10 minute warm-up to get blood flowing to muscles.
Afterwards, after you're done exercising, a short cool down can help, and then sometimes stretching after exercise may be more effective than doing it before.
And watch out for sun exposure. You can still get sunburned in the winter, especially if it reflects off of snow. Since it gets darker earlier in the winter months, Dr. Tissot says to make sure you wear reflective clothing or bring a flashlight so that you're visible to drivers who pass by. Still to come on News 40 at 6, just a few weeks remain before Republicans pick who they want to see face President Biden in next year's presidential election. The latest details on campaign 2024 in just a bit, but first, Weather Chief Chris Allen is in after the break with a full look at our forecast. He might give you a reason to use those cold weather workout tips right after this.
WNKY News 40, broadcasting live from the German American Bank studio in downtown Bowling Green.
Feels good to be home.
Save big this weekend during Ashley's New Year's Bash. Thursday through Monday, get 25% off your entire purchase. Now is the perfect time to refresh your space. Shop the New Year's Bash this weekend only at Ashley.
It's the Planet Fitness You Can Still Join a Gym in 2023 sale. Now through December 29th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, and you can still do that thing you said you'd do 11 and a half months ago. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. It's not too late. This can still be your year. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and pay nothing until January 17th. Hurry. Deal ends Friday, December 29th.
Right now, a brand new move-in ready Jago home is more affordable than you might think. Jago Homes has the gift of a low 5.5% 30-year fixed interest rate that's guaranteed for the life of your loan. You'll enjoy open, spacious living, and your family will be comfortable throughout the year with our exclusive Energy Smart technology. Find your dream home today at jagohomes.com. Yes, you really can be home for the holidays.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The Leachman Christmas Spectacular is officially back at Leachman Buick GMC. With your in-store vehicle purchase, take home a 55-inch smart TV. With incredible offers on all new and pre-owned inventory, drive home in your new Terrain for as low as $299 a month. Or check out all our deals on wheels at leachmanauto.com. And while it's fun to receive, we can't wait to give. Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a 55-inch smart TV.
Come on down! Congratulations! You got the bicycle! Hey, let's do this! Linko! $51,000 in cash!
What a day. The Price is Right. Weekdays on CBS 40.
The Price is Right!
Feels good to be home.
Save big this weekend during Ashley's New Year's Bash. Thursday through Monday, get 25% off your entire purchase. Or get 0% interest for 60 months with no down payment. Shop the New Year's Bash this weekend only at Ashley.
Time now for a full look at our forecast with Weather Chief Chris Allen. Chris, obviously we were just talking about it. It's not anything to go buy bread and milk for, but we are going to see snow, so people are still going to get excited about it no matter what.
Well, I mean, if you need bread and milk, then certainly go get it.
Yes, of course, but don't go panic buy it.
This is not one of those situations where you have to make a mad rush to the grocery store. It's going to be minor impact. So far on live radar, we're starting to see a little more activity now back into western Kentucky as we look from the Fort Campbell Doppler radar. Hopkinsville starting to see a little bit of activity. Then as you go 24 down toward Oak Grove and Clarksville, Tennessee, they're seeing a little bit of light rain there, and then some scattered light showers as you head on up the Pennyrile over toward the Western Kentucky Parkway and I-69. Now, ground reports so far have said that all of this is rain, and that's verifiable also by temperature, and that temperatures are still in the upper 30s to low 40s. So it's still going to take a while before we see any of this start to make a big, or not a big impact, but a minor impact and start to change over or mix with snow. In fact, this is our winter weather impact map here tonight through tomorrow night, because we're going to see any rain tomorrow change back to a period of light snow tomorrow evening before all this moves out. So this takes in that entire time, as you can see, scattered minor impact here for southern Kentucky. The better chance of seeing anything really slick roads and things like that going to be off to our north and west. Here, just spotty. So it could be just rain where you live. You wake up in the morning, just wet streets. Or you could see an icy spot, maybe on a bridge or overpass. Or you could get a little slush, you know, like we sometimes see when you get a little accumulation of snow on the roads. But the roadways across the area are still in the 40s as far as temperatures. And you may see maybe a dusting or so on grassy areas, but minor impact nonetheless is what we're expecting out of this system. Live cam looking at, of course, the beautiful Cherry Hall as you look back toward western on a cloudy sky at this hour, and at the airport. The current temperature is at 40 with a southwest wind at 6. They've been breezy today, those winds blowing in around that low pressure system, and now we're starting to saturate the atmosphere a little bit more as that system closes in. We had a high today of 42 in Bowling Green, 5 degrees cooler than the average of 47. 31 was our low early this morning. Here it comes, that low pressure system wandering back into the Ohio Valley, and you see as we get into the late night, overnight, early morning hours, we're going to see some of that mix to all snow in some cases, depending on temperature. And then as we get into tomorrow morning, everything shifts back over to rain as temperatures just get enough above freezing to make it all rain. We're not going to get that warm tomorrow, as you'll see. And then as we get into Friday afternoon and evening, yeah, there still could be some leftover rain to snow showers tomorrow night into early Saturday. Then this thing is out of here finally. That low gets caught in the upper winds and is finally carried away. In fact, there it is, that pesky, what we call a cold core low. And it just sits there, and it's been ringing out all these winds and now some little bit of light snow. But finally, upper winds catch up with this thing and take it off to the New England states. By Saturday, we'll warm up only a little bit, not much, as we head into the weekend. Tonight, that mix, possible 32, your overnight low. Then tomorrow, we are looking at a chance of a shower during the day, and then it goes back to some light snow as soon as it pops up here. Where did it go? Oh, there it goes. It was just waiting on me to push the button. 38 for a high, 45 on Saturday. We ring in the new year with colder temperatures only in the 40s. And we're back with more News 40 at 6 right after this.
Severe weather can happen at any moment. WNKY News 40 weather is here to prepare you before the storm hits. On air, online, and on your phone, News 40 keeps you safe and weather aware. Severe weather coverage powered by Buck Electric.
Spring registration is now open. Register at skysoccer.org.
Right now, a brand new move-in ready Jaygo home is more affordable than you might think. Jaygo Homes has the gift of a low 5.5% 30-year fixed interest rate that's guaranteed for the life of your loan. You'll enjoy open, spacious living, and your home will be protected with our exclusive 210 home warranty, backed by our full-time service department. Find your dream home today at JaygoHomes.com. Yes, you really can be home for the holidays.
The Bowling Green Area Chamber of Commerce would like to welcome its newest partners. Thank you for supporting our partners at the Bowling Green Area Chamber of Commerce.
I'm Ashley Wilson. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on News 40 Sunrise. Find out how you can honor Martin Luther King Jr. Day with some local celebrations. Plus, we'll put a smile on your face in this week's edition of Feel Good Friday. These stories on News 40 Sunrise.
You're not going to want to miss this.
Jeopardy, like the Everest of trivia.
Spit and truth therapy.
You gotta feel smart. If you wanna look smart, do smart, be smart, think smart, talk smart, eat smart. You are smart, smarty pants.
What is Equus?
Nitroglycerin. Avignon.
Hyperglycemia. You got revenge on that category.
I sure did.
You got to unleash the power. Woo! That's the path to Jeopardy success.
You know, I like that, yeah.
Weeknights at 4:30 on WNKY CBS 40.
Sorry, I'm late. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, weeknights on CBS.
Republican presidential hopeful Nikki Haley's exchange with a voter at a New Hampshire town hall has kicked up controversy and criticism. It comes just a few weeks before Republicans in New Hampshire will pick who they want to see face President Biden in next year's election. Nicole Skanga has more details from Washington.
I do believe Berlin is now my favorite place.
Campaigning in New Hampshire Wednesday, Nikki Haley stumbled into a controversy when she was asked about the cause of the Civil War.
Well, don't come with an easy question or anything. I mean, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do.
The questioner followed up, expressing surprise that she didn't mention slavery.
What do you want me to say about slavery? Next question.
The criticism of Haley was swift and bipartisan. GOP rival and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis weighed in today.
Not that difficult to identify and acknowledge the role slavery played in the Civil War, and yet that seemed to be something that was really difficult, and I don't even know what she was saying.
Fellow presidential contender Vivek Ramaswamy chimed in saying, when you try to be everything to everyone, you're nothing to anyone. And President Biden retweeted a clip of the video saying simply, it was about slavery.
Wow, look at this.
Haley, who served as governor of South Carolina, worked to spin her answer during another stop in New Hampshire Thursday morning.
I guess if you grow up in the South, it's a given that it's about slavery. To me, it was about but freedom. What do you do? It's bigger than slavery. That was such a stain on our history. But what do you take from it going forward?
Haley has emerged as one of the leading challengers to former President Donald Trump.
Thank you.
Who remains the frontrunner for the GOP nomination. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, Washington.
Still to come, News 40's Patrick Carey is in the studio with a look at your sports. We'll be right back.
Home is more than a house. Wherever you are in your journey of homeownership, German American Bank is here to support you. Our team of dedicated mortgage loan professionals can help you with lending solutions featuring low or no down payment, assistance for closing costs and improvement projects, or even loans specifically for first-time home buyers. We're here to tell you, homeownership is achievable. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Greenwood Ford Lincoln Mobile Service works where you work and can meet you when you need it. Our mobile service van is fully loaded with all the latest tools and diagnostic equipment. We provide a range of services, including oil and filter change, battery health checks, brake services, and tire rotation. Schedule your Greenwood Ford Lincoln mobile service online or by contacting Greenwood Ford Lincoln. With Greenwood Ford Lincoln Mobile Service, It's easy to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape.
Just rockin' and rollin', baby.
Come back tomorrow.
We got you all fixed up. Got it all fixed up for you, man. Let there be light, ma'am.
Looks like she finally called JB.
I'm waking up my day. So let's get it started. Turn it up, turn it on. Keep the morning moving right along.
Watch WNKY News 40 Sunrise for the latest in local news.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us here on News 40 Sunrise.
Weather on the 4s to get you out the door.
Good morning to everyone at home.
And local events and entertainment to jumpstart your day.
News 40 Sunrise Way.
Weekday mornings starting at 6.
On our places, bright shining faces.
When you wake up in the morning, we want to be your go-to team.
Nate has one of the quickest minds I've ever seen.
Tony has a way of making people feel comfortable.
Gail has this unbelievable knack to ask the question that you're asking at home.
I've been told I could talk to a tree, and that's pretty much true.
I don't go to work in the morning. I go for coffee with my two good friends, and we talk about the world.
Your morning routine just got better. CBS Mornings, weekdays at 7.
It's the Planet Fitness You Can Still Join a Gym in 2023 sale. Now through December 29th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, and you can still do that thing you said you'd do 11 and a half months ago. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. It's not too late. This can still be your year. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and pay nothing until January 17th. Hurry. Deal ends Friday, December 29th.
Welcome to sports. Some big news broke yesterday for a current WKU football star. Former South Warren quarterback Caden Veldkamp officially announced via social media that he will be returning to the Hill next season. Prior to the Tops Bowl game against Old Dominion, Veldkamp had announced he was in the transfer portal, but Veldkamp shined as he led WKU to a historic comeback victory in the famous Toastery Bowl. The Tops and Veldkamp will look for a big 2024 season. Well, the WKU Lady Toppers are set to return to Diddle Arena tonight. The 8-6 Hilltoppers are coming off a loss to Missouri State 69-68 just before the holiday weekend. The Tops will now welcome West Virginia State in search of win number 9 on the season. We'll have that full recap and final score tonight at 10. Well, staying on the court, the Kentucky Wildcats are back in action tomorrow night. The Cats will host Illinois State at 6 p.m. local time inside of Rupp Arena. Kentucky will then open SEC play in the new year against Florida, followed by Missouri. The Cats are most recently coming off a dominant win over Louisville before the holiday break. Well, tomorrow is game day for the Kentucky football team as the Cats are set for a matchup with Clemson in the Sack Slayer Gator Bowl. The Cats finished the regular season with a 38-31 upset win over Louisville and will be riding that momentum into tomorrow afternoon. On the other side, the Tigers finished the season 8-4, and head coach Mark Stoops respects the program at Clemson.
We're playing a great opponent. You know, like to recognize Dabo, Coach Sweeney for what he's done. The consistency with what he's won is really truly amazing. He's done a remarkable job, and they have another very good team this year, finishing with 4 straight victories. We know how talented they are. They're just a very talented team. I could go on and on about them.
It was not how Jeff Brom and the Cardinals wanted to end the 2023 season last night. Louisville fell to USC in the Holiday Bowl without Caleb Williams on the field for the Trojans. The Cards defense could not slow down the Trojans offense as the team fell 42-28. Brom finishes his first season in the Derby City with a 10-4 record. Well, to the pros now, as the Tennessee Titans are hoping to end the 2023 regular season on a high note. The Titans will finish their final 2 games against divisional opponents. Tennessee will take on the Texans this week, followed by the Jags next week. Quarterback Will Levis has been working to get back after his injury and explained how he has taken it day to day.
Continuing to just prepare as if I was playing and keeping the same mindset regardless of the situation. It's tough, but I mean, the time in the training room obviously takes away from the other time that you usually have, but I mean, that's part of the game. It's part of the sacrifices you have to make. And yeah, I mean, just continuing to work with these guys to get me ready as soon as possible.
And finally, the Nashville Predators were in action last night inside of Bridgestone Arena. The Preds hosted the Carolina Hurricanes, but fell short 5-2, moving to 19-16-0 on the season. The Preds posted a season-high 37 shots against the Canes, but saw only 2 cross the goal line. The team will be back in action tomorrow at 6 p.m. local time. Well, I think Noah can speak for me here when I say the Titans need a win, hopefully to close out the season against one of the divisional opponents.
For sure, and the Preds are obviously in Detroit tomorrow against the Red Wings, and I think they might be playing the wrong Detroit team, because if they were playing the Pistons, we could almost guarantee a win.
I agree. I think Bowling Green High School could be the Pistons right now.
Ooh. Oh, for sure. And they'll have some snowy weather, obviously, if they decided to play it outdoors here.
Well, yeah, a little bit of wintry weather tonight, rain mixing with snow showers, and a low of 32.
All right, some decently snowy, rainy weather. I mean,
just a little mix of this and that. Not a big deal.
Nothing to go get bread about or anything like that. Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us tonight for News 40 at 6. Have a great evening. We'll see you back here tonight at 10 p.m.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you now. Well, welcome to Family Feud, everybody. I'm your man, Steve Harvey. Well, we got a good one for you today, returning for their 4th day. From Columbia, South Carolina, it's the champs. It's the Charles family. And they're back from Long Island, New York. It's the Jandovich family. Everybody's here trying to win themselves some cash, and somebody might have a